Melody Vasel's top 100 games of all time. Melody Vasel's top 100 games of all time.
Once again, we're here to talk about the top 100 games of Melody!
My name is Melody Vasel. I'm 11 years old. We're going to be talking about my top 100 favorite games that are better than my dad's. And here we go. Number 60, Pony Express.
Pony Express is a game in which players are basically trying to be the first one to gallop down to Pony Express. But you do this by rolling dice and getting a poker hand, which allows you to move a certain number of spaces. But you don't show anyone the poker hand, you just tell them what it is, and hopefully no one calls you on your bluff, or you might be telling the truth. In which case, if they call you on the bluff, well then they're wrong. And there's some different things that happen along the way where you throw dice trying to knock over your opponent's pieces and such. A very entertaining, unusual game, Pony Express.
I like Pony Express because the Indians, the characters, the board is really cool. Me getting the Indians dead is a good chance because I'm lucky at that. And also, running to go get the treasure chest is a really fun thing to do. And that's why I like this game. Number 59, Ascension.
Ascension is a deck building game which came out basically a couple years ago, in which you see cards in the middle of the table and you buy those cards and add them to your deck, and you're fighting off monsters. So sometimes you'll buy cards and sometimes you'll fight against cards, so there's kind of different currencies in the game as you fight off monsters. An expansion came out this year, was very popular, and this game actually made number 112 on the People's Choice Top 100 list. But let's see why Melody likes it.
I like Ascension because fighting the monsters is a lot of fun. Getting money, making yourself stronger is also a lot of fun. And money is to get more stronger, and stronger is to get more money, basically. Number 58, Telltale.
Telltale is a small game which has a bunch of circular cards which show different pictures on them. And there's several games that you can play with it, but essentially they're all the same, in which you turn a card over and show how that continues the story. And everybody is working together to tell one story using the pictures on the cards.
Telltale. I really like this game because telling stories is one of my favorite things to do. And whenever you do a story, it usually doesn't come out the way you want it to because somebody else at the table will do an opposite thing that you want it to do, and that's why I like this game, because it's a lot of fun. Number 57, Birds, Bugs, and Beans.
Birds, Bugs, and Beans is a recognition speed game. What you do is you have a deck of animal cards with all sorts of animals. You turn over one, and if you see a bird, you whistle. Or I forget exactly. And if you see a bug, you hit the table. And if you see beans, you make a raspberry sound. But then you can add in all sorts of sounds with all the different animals and make the thing just go over the top. But it's just a quick, who can recognize the animal and make the sound. And you can play with multiple cards, and you have to make all the sounds of all the different animals you see. It can get pretty crazy.
Birds, Bugs, and Beans. I really like this game because it's a lot of fun and it's really funny. Every time I need to turn off a card, I'm always anxious to see what it is, especially if it's a bean, because sometimes I get confused, like if a bean is dressed up as a bird, I always go tweet, tweet instead of going and which is why I like this game, because beans always go, or another way of saying fart. Number 56, Casa Alfredo.
Casa Alfredo is basically a big machine where you have this guy spinning around and there's Velcro all over him, and players are using little catapults, fork catapults, to shoot little spaghetti balls with yarn that looks like spaghettis hanging off them and trying to make it hit him. That's basically the extent of the game, and you're just trying to shoot them as fast as you can and get all yours on, because if you miss, you have to grab it and reshoot it. First person to get all their meatballs on this gentleman waiter, they are the winner.
Splat! Casa Alfredo is a game where you're trying to throw spaghetti and meatballs at the waiter. I don't know why the kids want to do that, but okay. When the guy is rotating around, I try to get my fork as back as I can so it will go faster and it will hit. Actually I found out that even the mustache is Velcro, so I try to get on his mustache sometimes. Number 55, Quirkle.
Quirkle is basically color Scrabble, where you're putting down different blocks that have to match either in shape or in color, and the more that you get down in a row, the more points you get. Very easy game to get into and very fun for new people to the hobby. Incidentally, I'm surprised this didn't really crack the People's Top 100 at all, considering it just won the Spiel des Jahres, but I know that Melody likes it quite a bit, and let's find out why.
The name is funny, but the game is sincere. Quirkle, I'm trying to match the colors or shapes, and when I first played it, I did not like it. But that was because I was younger and it was hard for me to do it. But now I'm older, it's a lot easier, and to me, now it's a lot more fun. Number 54, Tobago.
I'm being told I must wear this. Tobago is a game about finding treasure on an island, and you're doing that by playing different cards, basically eliminating. You say it has to be next to a river, so you eliminate all the spaces that aren't next to a river. It has to be within 2 spaces of a tree, and slowly but surely you're figuring out exactly where the treasure is, and then you're the first person to get there will claim that treasure, and you keep going till the game's over and you see who has gotten the most points worth of treasure. They are the winner of Tobago.
Tobago is a really fun game because artwork. Amazing artwork. That's one of my favorite things about this game. And pop-up pieces is cool. The trees, the statues. There's one more, but I can't remember it. But treasure, I really like treasure. Driving around, trying to find it, and the way how the stones move. It's really cool. You gotta have it. 53, Figure Grand Prix.
Figure Grand Prix from Korea is one of the few games about figure skating. In this game, you're basically trying to do the best routine you can without accidentally falling, thus spoiling your score. And so players are doing different routines with different skaters, trying to get the best maximum points they can get each round of the game. Whoever has the most points is the winner.
Ice skating. I love ice skating. Just last week I went ice skating, actually. Ice skating is a lot of fun, but this game is even better because you're actually doing a routine for the Olympics, basically. And how they have the different girls from all different places of the world. And I do a good job of not falling, but my father, almost all the time.
Thank you.
And this is why I love Figure Grand Prix. Number 52, Cloud 9.
Cloud 9 is a game, a push your luck game, and basically a balloon is going up in the air, and it gets harder and harder as it goes up. And each turn, players have to decide whether they think a player has enough cards to make it go to the next level. Otherwise, they jump out. You wait till it gets higher, and you jump out, you get more points. You jump out lower, you probably will get a chance to get out and get points. You wait too long, the balloon crashes, and you get no points. Great fun, works well for a good sized group of people, like 6 players. Cloud 9.
I love balloons, and this is why I love Cloud 9. Jumping out of a air balloon, never. But jumping out of the balloon of this game is okay unless you have a parachute. And basically, you're just trying to put out the right cards, and you're always hoping it's the right card, because once my whole hand was just full of greens, and I actually almost won because every single die that I rolled was a green. Number 51, Kazam.
I don't know why I'm being continually made to wear this hat. Kazam is a game about alchemy, or you're building these little homunculuses. Well, they're not little because they're huge boards, but there's 9 different parts. It seems like a theme of this week's Top 10, putting pieces together to make something big. This is the 3rd game. This one has 9 pieces to make these different characters, and when you finish your character and have different parts of the arm, you can then do things to other players. And the first person to get a nice complete one and get a lot of points is the winner.
Kazam! I like Kazam because the creatures are really weird but cool. Almost some pieces have special powers, like the head and the middle and maybe a tail. Also building them, making sure that someone else doesn't get that piece that you really want, because sometimes I feel like hitting my dad. But Kazam is a really fun game.
Well, that's about it for this week. We are halfway done now with your top 100 list. Next week, we will start with numbers 50 to 41. Wow. We're getting higher and higher. Did the games get better?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. See you next time. I'm Tom Vasel.
And I'm Melody Vasel. See you later.
Melody Vasel's top 100 games of all time. Mel-
You wear the hat. I made you wear the hat.
Now we got to do the intro because we didn't do that yet. Once again, we're here to talk about the top 100 games of Melody.
That's it?
Well, that's where you would introduce yourself.
Oh,
Okay, let's try it again.
sorry. I
Ready?
forgot.